You want to take a look at some of the miniatures from the Sedition Wars Battle for Alabaster game. We'll start out by taking a look at some of the bases. As far as I can tell, there's only 6 different styles of the smaller base here, but you do get a base for every model in the box, including, if you got the Kickstarter stuff, the Biohazard set. So these are the large bases, and all the large bases are all the same. See, they got a little pin underneath them. I don't know. I didn't see anything that could be used with that, but the other bases have little add-ons that come with them. That's the large base, and these are the smaller bases. And they come with little pins that you can put markers underneath the bases to denote whether somebody has a shield or how infected they are. This is another one of them. So those are the 6 different styles of small base and the 1 style of large base. We'll take a look at the Gathonian here. It's this one here, and you get one of these in the box, and you get an extra one if you get a Biohazard, if you bought the Kickstarter Biohazard level. We have the main body here. See, it's got the 2 nubs for the arms to go on. It has an optional faceplate that you can put on it too. I guess kind of over the head there. I'm not sure which way it goes or if it even matters, but looks like it goes that way. Kind of a helmet. You can see it's got the pins for the 2 legs. Then you have the 2 legs. They're pretty much kind of like walkers. They remind me of the big robot from RoboCop. You can see it's got some mold lines, but look like they'll probably scrape off pretty easy. And the other leg's pretty much the same, just the opposite. And it comes with 2 arms. You have one that's kind of a standard cannon looking thing. You can see the hole where it'll fit in. It's fairly thin looking. And then you have one that kind of has a cone, maybe needle shooter thing. Kind of some tentacles coming off of it. So that's the Gathonian. And then the other one you get just one of is the Gremler. And you get one of those in the box, and you get an additional one with a Biohazard. So his body comes in 2 parts. So the body is in 2 halves. They do have a little video up on their site, maybe on the Kickstarter. I think there was a little warp in the way it fits together. It doesn't quite mesh together good, so maybe warm water or a heat gun or something will help flex it into place. So you can see a half. You can see where the arm keys in, and then another piece keys in there, and kind of a maw, and then a tail's going to go in the back there. But I'll put the 2 halves partially together, and you can kind of see. See, it's got the 2 arms. You're going to have kind of a maw here with a tongue and tentacles coming out of it, and then a head, 2 arms, 2 feet, and a tail piece. So you can see the maw piece just kind of slides over. It's not going to fit together now without it being cleaned up. And then you have a tongue piece, which I filled together in the box. I'll find it real quick. nasty and diseased looking. And you have two little tentacle things that pop out of that mouth area too. They come on this little sprue. You have his tail here. That's kind of an armored, segmented look to it. So they need cleaning up. They got little pieces where they've been clipped off, and they have some mold lines in them. Nothing too serious. You have his head. Has a biomechanical look to it. Better look at the top of that. You have his two hind legs, which are small. Let's see there. Very similar, just kind of a negative of each other. And then you have his two front claws, and they're more of a kind of an ape-like, really long and stretched out. Some claws, you see that one sits just flat on the ground on the base, and then this one just kind of can hang up a little more if you wanted it to, I guess. But so we'll continue on with some of the smaller ones. The next one in line is going to be the Scythe Witch, and you get two of these in the main box, and then the Biohazard Kickstarter add-on gives you an additional two. You can see this is more of a female looking strain. Kind of has an assassin ninja-like quality to it. It is a two-piece model. Again, it has a very biomechanical look to it. And her arm is kind of this, I don't know if it's meant to be the fingernails always that long, or she's kind of shooting it out like a weapon. So that is the Scythe Witch. And then the next one we have in line for the strain is going to be the Quasimodo. And you get 4 of these in the base box, and I believe you get a couple of more at least with the Biohazard expansion, or the Biohazard Kickstarter additionals. So he has like a maw growing out of its belly, and almost an exposed skull. Lots of sinewy muscle look to it with kind of a gun almost kind of creeping over its back. And you have the Stalker, and you get 4 of these in the base box, and you get a few more with the Biohazard Kickstarter extras. Kind of an elongated snout there. See, it looks a little more human. Still has some carapace kind of armor sticking through the back there. The next 3 we have are called Revenants, and there's 3 different model types for them. And this first one you get 4 of this kind, and it's a 2-part model. You see how they kind of have the lower torso and the upper torso, and they just kind of mesh together there, like kind of where he's kind of half twisted. See, the lower torso is pretty human looking. Do you see the feet? And they look a little more mechanical and mutated. And then you have, he's really starting to mutate up at the top. Has slicey claw arm. And you get 4 of that kind, and I believe you get a couple more with the Biohazard Kickstarter extras. And you get 5 of this kind in the base box. Yeah, it's kind of that low. It looks like he's a little more upright. But again, heavily mutated. Looks like he's growing out of control. Very Nurgle looking. And then the last one you have, you also get 5 of this kind in the base box, and you can almost see the exposed skull there. Almost like the flesh is peeling off the face. Kind of racked back in pain, almost. And those are all the strain models that come in the Sedition Wars Battle for Alabaster. And I'll do another video with the models that come for the Vanguard.